move all the way up to the number one seed in the AFC, and with an opportunity to take the AFC West division.
Other injury here itself, and I was listening to you, Keith, there doing your little social media stand-up before the show, and just putting it out there. It's crazy how it's almost like we're getting into like cursed territory a bit with the injuries to being sustained by CP3. Also, Rick Pitino he's got a head coaching job again. We'll get into that one. And Duke basketball was impressive tonight in their victory over Texas Tech. Zion Williamson and company we can discuss later on as well. Great to have you all aboard once again here behind the mic the next hour on KABC Radio. We begin with Josh Gordon, and just tough news today. I didn't expect it, although one would think that the Patriots knew what they were taking on when they signed Josh and acquired him from Cleveland earlier this year. They just hoped that this day wouldn't come, but they knew it was a possibility. And it looks like, he announces earlier today that he's stepping away from football, and the news comes out later in the day that he is officially suspended by the league indefinitely. And, there's sources are saying that another drug test probably would have been failed here if he would have taken it or if he would be taking it in the near future. So, again, just a sad, what hopefully is just a chapter in this current book of Josh Gordon's life. Hopefully it's just a chapter and it's not becoming a common theme throughout the book, if you will. So it's a tough situation, and all you can do at this point is just kind of pray for the guy and just hope he gets the best help he can get at this point.
Yeah, I had when I first heard it, I was like, man, on a more, I think, a selfish note, I was like, I can't believe this is happening again to the Patriots. But then when you have to take a step back, I thought about this all day, and I was like, what am I going to say on the show about this? Like, where am I? I'm kind of torn in certain ways. But then I start to look at things, and I just said, you know what? He's had a tough road in terms of his life, where he's been, family-wise. He's had a tough road that way, and it's been really very tough for him how he was just brought up and things like that. And yeah, mental health, I've always expressed that is a huge issue here. In the game of football, was just a huge issue in society. And to see him go through this is very sad. Here's a man that was a receiver, that was an elite receiver, had a very promising career in terms of football-wise in the NFL, and then I don't want to say this, but his decision making off the field has what he's been doing, substance abuse or whatever it is the case may be, has really basically spiraled his whole career down the drain.
Oh, it's true.
And
yeah, it's true.
And I don't know what happened, what the reason is why, but it's really sad, and I really do hope that he can, like you said, get the help that's needed to get himself just healthy and living, because I think football is not even a choice anymore. It's something it's gone. It's not going to no longer happen, and you have to find something else to do. And just also remember, he has an ongoing case right now with his baby's mom and his daughter with in terms of child support, money that he has to give. And Josh Gordon, believe it or not, man, if you look at what he was making, he wasn't making no money, man. He was still in his rookie contract. And so, in a way, honestly, man, I have to give some props to Hugh Jackson, because I think those Cleveland Browns, they knew what was going on. And they said, look, and I think they gave him a pass. I think in a way where there's like, look, let him go through his whole abuse where he's going. They didn't cut him right away. They didn't give up on him. Hugh Jackson did not give up on him. Those guys, and you can tell they didn't give up on it. And I got to give it to the Patriots as well. They knew they were giving it going into. They didn't give up on him as well. They gave him a chance. But you got to also remember, that's the things the Patriots does. Remember, when Randy Moss had his career, he was a a-hole when he started, when he was over there with Minnesota, and his whole character changed when he went over to New England. Whole character. He had to revamp his career that way. So you got to remember that. I think that and
Randy Moss got a slice of humble pie too when he played for the Oakland Raiders.
That's true.
And did nothing but losing.
Yeah.
So,
but we wouldn't see Randy Moss on TV right now if it wasn't for the New England Patriots.
Oh,
to be
that
honest
is
with
so true. You are 1,000% correct on that one, no doubt.
And Josh Gordon, to be honest with you, man, I think people don't understand where he's. I think honestly, if it wasn't for him going to this organization and really kind of straighten up in a way, just a little bit, like people start to like, okay, he's getting himself together.
Yeah.
But then he spirals down to this, man, addiction, whatever the case, whatever he has, man, I'm glad he's doing something about it to take care of the issue. I know it was been reported that it was a drug test that he didn't or whatever. He hasn't done the whole curriculums or followed through the curriculums that he needs to do, the requirements. And man, I hope whatever it is, I hope that he can really get through this and just as a man and to be able to take care of his family in some type of capacity. But it really starts with him focusing and help and him really helping himself right now. And so prayers out to him, the Gordon family, and Josh himself. And I just hope that things can shake up and go in another direction instead of what the direction is going into right now for him.
The league stated today that Gordon's going to be facing an indefinite ban for violating the terms of his conditional reinstatement under the NFL current drug policy.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as what it means for New England on the field, look, Josh Gordon, believe it or not, was averaging more catches and more receiving yards at this point this year compared to Brandon Cooks at this point last year. So there was a lot of talk recently saying, do the Patriots regret trading away Brandon Cooks to the Rams? And they hadn't because, again, Josh Gordon, although it was a quiet couple months for him. You saw flashes of it. He literally was able to put up some big-time numbers for them. But for the most part, I feel like it was under the radar, but he did produce. He did produce. He did, when his number was called upon, he caught a lot of balls for them over his last couple months. And again, it's just a sad tale that, again, it's just mental health and these type of situations and people getting through this. These are lifelong hurdles that you're continuing your entire life to get over.
It's real, Brad. This stuff. Look, you have your mother. If I don't want to put you out there, but your mother,
she works in mental health.
She just works in mental health.
Yes.
My family works in mental health as well.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I've heard so many stories about things with kids and families that have gone through so much mental health, and man, it can take you down, man. I have a best friend, I have a good friend, Billy Knight, who I've expressed on the show before, committed suicide, who played for UCLA, mental health. You know, it's a real big issue in this world, and I'm just glad that he wasn't that Billy Knight where his life was taken away, that he's trying to do something about it, because it can do that to you, man. And whatever it is, like, he needs to really, I hope he acknowledges it now, and getting help is the most important thing for him. So, like I said, it's bigger than football. It's bigger than the sport. And yes, the Patriots, it's going to be a big blow for them, but the Patriots will somehow bounce back in wherever capacity that may be this year, maybe not, maybe next year, maybe the year after, who knows? But they'll bounce back from that. But really, this is about Josh Gordon and his basically future going forward in terms of what he's going to do with himself, getting himself better, or is he going to self-destruct and go down that wrong road? So that's the big question. What he's going to do for himself now. He's really got to be responsible for himself, because nobody else can do it for him no more.
Your thoughts on Josh Gordon stepping away from the game of football today, and the league deciding to impose a indefinite ban on him going forward into the near future? 1-800-222-5222. Coming up, more football news we're going to get into. Really want to start talking about that Ravens and Chargers matchup Saturday night over at StubHub Center, what it means for both teams, what a win, what a loss means for this Chargers. Again, the Chargers right now, one of the hottest teams in the league. They've won their last 17 out of 21 games. And like I said the other day, no head coach in the league has won more games in that span over the last 21 games than Anthony Lynn at the helm of this Chargers team. So we'll talk about the Chargers coming up. Later on, we'll get into a little basketball news. Chris Paul being injured again. Rick Pitino's got a new head coaching job, and more as we roll along tonight here on KABC Radio.
The New Year's Cup Well, New Age Home Construction, McIntyre here, and I couldn't be more satisfied with them. They do complete remodeling, interior and exterior, including bathrooms, kitchens, roofing, driveways, and more. And they've been ranked among the top 5% of contractors nationwide. Call now, and if you're one of the next 30 people, get a free design with any signed contract. 855-600-0013. That's 855-600-0013. New Age Home Construction.
Hey, if you're a busy mom on the go like me, dropping the kids off at school, going grocery shopping,